CM Punk is spilling more hints about his special favor, and he has everyone running with big theories, so we'll see what's that about. We'll also check out the latest for Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and much more. An open-ended story thread that WWE has been dangling over CM Punk's character in recent months is his special one-time favor with Paul Heyman. Punk put his differences aside and joined Roman Reigns' War Games team back at Survivor Series and helped them pull off the win. Even though Paul Heyman is a very close friend to CM Punk, Punk made it clear that he wanted something in return for helping the original bloodline, and that thing he got in return for his help was a special one-time favor from Paul Heyman that he can redeem whenever he so chooses. Roman agreed to it, Heyman agreed to it, so there should be no difficulties there at all. When CM Punk eventually comes calling for the favor, his request should be honored by Paul Heyman no matter what it may be. In the months that Punk has had this favor in his back pocket, he has teased what it could be many different times. On some occasions, Punk has said that he has a pretty good idea about what the favor will be used on, but at other times Punk said that he's a bit unsure about what he will ask Paul Heyman for. But there is an update to Punk's teases. During an interview with Jackie Redmond that aired during Royal Rumble weekend, Punk once again sounded pretty confident about what his favor includes. Punk told Jackie that the favor is something that Paul Heyman may feel uncomfortable doing, so that's the latest big clue from the man himself. It's still a pretty vague clue from CM Punk, but it still gives us something to work with. So when Punk says it involves something that could make Paul Heyman feel uncomfortable, what may that be? Well, some fans think that CM Punk could very much ask Paul Heyman to leave Roman's side and come manage him over on Raw, just completely say goodbye to Roman and come over to Raw to be exclusively with Punk. This is a fan theory that has been out there since the introduction of this CM Punk favor storyline. But this theory does fit into Punk's latest hint about it being something uncomfortable for Paul Heyman. Heyman has been by Roman's side exclusively going on 5 years now. So if Punk requests for Heyman to come be his full-time manager on Raw, leaving Roman's side after so long in that fashion would understandably make Paul Heyman feel uncomfortable. It was a mighty long time ago, but Paul Heyman did manage CM Punk when Punk was the WWE champion back in 2012. When Roman was a rookie on the main roster, Punk and Heyman were holding world titles, running together and causing chaos. So maybe Punk does want a taste of that life again with Paul Heyman, and even though Paul Heyman does love CM Punk truly, how would he feel about leaving Roman? So that's why when Punk says it'll be something uncomfortable for Heyman, this idea comes to mind for some fans. The other big fan theory with the favor involves the WrestleMania 41 main event. There's a lot going on right now with WrestleMania 41 main event picture. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble. Maybe she feels like she's entitled to one of those main event spots. You got Jay, who won the Royal Rumble. He's going to want one of those main event spots. Then you got John Cena, who's in full panic mode. This is his last WrestleMania. He wants one of those main event spots as well. So there's a lot of superstars in the forefront fighting to be part of those limited WrestleMania main event spots. But we can't forget about the stars that are in the background wanting those main event spots just as bad as the people in the forefront. And one of those stars is CM Punk. Throughout CM Punk's peak years in the company, he has never competed in a WrestleMania main event. It's the one lifelong dream that has never happened for him. He was champion in 2012, should have headlined WrestleMania, but he was blocked that year by John Cena versus The Rock. Then you fast forward all the way to 2024, and things were looking good for Punk's big dream. Rumor had it that CM Punk versus Seth Rollins was set to headline night one of WrestleMania 40, but then Punk's injury and The Rock got all those plans canceled and changed around. So Punk once again lost his WrestleMania main event opportunity. We see that Cena's gunning for the spot, but CM Punk has to be equally frustrated and wants it just as bad as Cena and everyone else. So Punk lost the Royal Rumble, and let's say he loses the Elimination Chamber on top of that. Well, now CM Punk's WrestleMania 41 dreams are now on the ropes, fighting for their lives. With WrestleMania slipping out of his hands, what if this is when CM Punk decides to use his favor with Paul Heyman? And what would the favor with Paul Heyman be? What if CM Punk requested for Paul Heyman to somehow, someway get him added to one of the two WrestleMania 41 main events? Punk would be looking to join either Gunther versus Jay or John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Punk wouldn't care which main event he joins. He just desperately uses that favor for Paul Heyman to try and pull every string he has in order to get Punk into one of the main events. beggars obviously can't be choosers. So Punk would be looking to join either main event match, whichever is possible for Heyman to make happen. So even though CM Punk might not be successful in winning the world title in that match, at least he still used the favor in order to accomplish his goal of taking part in a WrestleMania main event match. And if CM Punk uses his favor in a fashion like this, it'll be a domino effect, because if Roman Reigns isn't involved in a WrestleMania 41 main event match, he's going to be looking at Paul Heyman side-eyeing for helping Punk get into the main event of WrestleMania, but not helping his tribal chief get in the main event. So all that would create a bit of tension between Roman, Heyman, and CM Punk. With the way they have been constantly putting emphasis on the Paul Heyman favor, it does seem like they intend on paying it off sometime here in the near future, but we'll have to wait and see how and when that will be handled. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton have had a couple of on-screen interactions with each other on television, and fans have loved each one because they love the dynamics between both superstars. They're like complete polar opposite. Everything is all pink and bright colors for Tiffany Stratton, while everything is more dark and goth-like for Rhea Ripley. Well, during a recent interview with Ring the Bell, Tiffany Stratton laid out a very special request for her dear friend Rhea Ripley. Tiffany put out a daring request to Rhea Ripley for Rhea to wear all pink ring gear just one time for one match. Tiffany welcomed the idea of Rhea putting her own goth twist to the pink gear, but that she really hopes Rhea would do it one time just for her. So Tiffany's idea there did spark some buzz amongst the community, with everyone wondering how bizarre and interesting it would be if Tiffany and Rhea did switch colors for their ring gears one day. Rhea Ripley rocking a heavily pink themed gear, and Tiffany wearing an all dark and black themed gear. That definitely would be an out-of-the-ordinary thing for both women. So even though their time together has been pretty limited on television thus far, fans are loving Strapley, and they want to see more of them together on television as opponents or potential tag team partners. So hopefully that is something we see down the line.
So what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.